Hello and welcome to my TED Talk. Just kidding, this is not a TED Talk, and I'm not Ted. I'm Brett Dupree, and hilarious. This is I stopped a 5 series joke a while ago because I forgot about it. Anyway, this is my talk on my awesome healthy journey, and today I'm talking about the cycle of shame that I got into, which was interesting to me when I really broke it down. That I was somebody who wanted to be a life coach and a motivational speaker. My book is called Joyous Expansion, Living from Joy. Just living joyous expansion. The idea is kind of like the more happy I am, I can spread that out to other people, and everyone living their happy best life could, maybe even create a movement. I thought of creating my own church, the Church of Awesome, where people get together and just live a happy, and we work on making this world a better place by joy and love and all that fun stuff. And it took out I was more negative than I thought I was when it came to things that really emotionally charged me. And those two things, of course, were food and spending. I've been really confronting my emotions a lot the last week. The last 2 videos show that. But a lot of that is because this month, the month of March, I actually budgeted. And I really budgeted, and I had to really look at myself and look at the emotions behind spending money, why I want to spend money. And without food and money, I really had to look at me, because a lot of times it was almost so ingrained that I'd go through this cycle every time I ate something that was off a diet. This was pretty much all my dieting history since I was probably in my 20s when I really started dieting. I mean, I did dieting in high school, kind of, but that was more to lose weight for sports. But I really didn't think of it as a diet that I would follow because I was a fat tub of goo who just needed to lose weight. And, every time I did it, it just came a fatter tub of goo. But basically, the cycle of shame would be like, something would emotionally overwhelm me in some ways, or I would reach the point of super hunger, as I would call it, and just eat all the food because it's almost like my brain was shut off. And that's pretty much how I would have to eat it. I would have to shut off the part of my brain that told me to stop or pretty much knew what I was doing. And then after I was done, I would start berating myself, telling myself how weak I am. That was my favorite. I'm weak. I have no self-control. I just can't do this. Why am I doing this? And it was almost the same with money, but a little different about weak. I'm weak. I'm always going to be broke. Why are you doing this? And everything would seem so big after that. Because, being fat is detrimental. That's why a lot of times, especially when I early did this, I would talk to people I talked to. I would tell them not to tell me that they didn't like being fat or didn't like losing weight, or they wanted to lose weight without allowing me to steel myself, because it was so emotionally raw of trying to break that habit. And it's hard because I would feel terrible about being fat. I feel terrible about feeling fat still. I don't have high self-esteem right now. I just see me getting better at it and seeing the light of the end of the tunnel, something I just haven't been seeing in a long time, for at least 2 years of seeing myself as something. And the circle of shame that I would put myself through every time I ate, and tell myself what a terrible person I am for eating that, because I'm a terrible person for being fat, or I'm a terrible person for spending that money. Now I have super credit card debt. Now I'm going to have to transfer it to a different low interest bank card and deal with that, or take out a loan on my 401k or something along those lines to get back in, to get back on top, because I'm stupid, because I'm weak. Weakness was the big one. A strong, willpowered man would be able to not eat that whole cake, or not eat the entire bag of Doritos, or not spend money on something that I don't really need right now, or spend a lot of money on food. Food and money go real hand in hand, so there's no better way to really just boost the cycle of shame than to buy something expensive, especially with food delivery, because that takes something that's $20 and that makes it $35. And you do that 3 times a week. All of a sudden, in the month, you just spend $500 on eating out because you're a weak, fat tub of goo who doesn't who's not able to control himself. And then people always want to talk about your weight, and that just makes me feel worse about it. And yeah, and that would just start it up again, how weak and pathetic I am. And I'm Mr. Joyous Expansion. I'm Mr. Talk Positive About Yourself. I wrote a book about speaking positive about yourself, but I just couldn't do it with those two things. And yeah, it's one thing that really helped about getting therapy is having people who can really help me with that. And so I'm very thankful for that, for the people who support me and helping me break this cycle of shame by recognizing what I was doing and having someone to talk through it in the realm of eating disorders and people who are professional and understand what I was going through or work with people who went through what I was going through and to help me break it. And I honestly didn't think I was that mad to myself. I honestly didn't realize I was really good at pretending that I was fine or pretending that I was super positive. But I wasn't. And now I won't say that I completely broken it because I think that's ego saying it, or I don't know. Like something else could happen and I go down that cycle of shame. But I can say right now that I'm doing much better about it. My self-esteem is starting to grow, especially with my health getting better, my back getting better, and me getting in better shape and making better food choices. Even when I overeat now, I don't shame myself. I just, as I check in, as I said, check in, talk about it, and think, okay, we will do better next time. Or we'll make different decisions next time. Not even trying to make it bad or good. Just not even trying to get a morality assessment to the food. Just thinking like, all right, you don't feel your best right now. Next time we'll eat in a way that'll make you feel better. Or next time we'll now spend in a way that makes me feel better. Yeah. So basically this one's a little longer than my other one. Sorry for that. Again, I don't really know how to end these without trying to be super inspirational, motivational, and awesome. But I will say thank you for listening. And I hope this helped. Like and subscribe. And you rock.